Okay. Everybody is going to do this section for me, but you're going to do it a little bit differently. Okay? I want you to draw E in this section, F in this section, G in this section, and H in this section. Nobody is going to copy mine. You're all going to draw this. And there's a reason I'm saying that. Because this will prove if you actually understand slope or not.
I don't do it yet.
I'm not going to. You're drawing this. Everybody draws this slope in this section. Why will this prove something? Because it will be very surprising if people choose the same starting point. So everybody put your pencil somewhere on a starting point in this section and draw me any line with that slope. Mine's going to be black. I'm going to wait a second and let you do this. That should have been enough time to draw one line. So I'm going to pick at random. I'm going to go to that point right there. Does it matter what that point's coordinates are? No. I just want you to draw a line with the slope of 2 over 5. So if I started there, how do I get a slope of positive 2 over 5? I go up 2 for a positive rise, and then what? To the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a positive 5 run. And that's what your line should look like. Would it be right there? Only if you started there. Everybody with me? Everybody should have a fairly shallow line somewhere in this section. Are you good? Great. Do the next one. F is over here. I'm going to start at a random point. I'm going to start there. I need a slope of negative 4. What is negative 4 really? Negative 4 over 1. So I go down 4 like Amrit says. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what? Left 1, right 1. To get a negative 4 rise and a positive 1 run. Okay? Is everybody with me? Please notice that as the numbers get bigger, the slope gets steeper, which makes sense, right? Because we know a vertical slope is infinity. Yeah? All right, so G, slope of 0. So I'm going to start at a random point. I'm going to start right there. And if it's got a slope of 0, does it have any rise? No. So it's just a horizontal line because it's got no rise, but still has a run. And finally, 7. What's 7 really? 7 over 1. Are they both positive? Okay, so I'm going to do something a little weird here. I'm going to start way up here. And I told you I only wanted this line to be in this bottom corner, yes? So can I go positive? No, I have to go negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then where? Which is it? It's got to be left, so I keep a positive slope. Negative 7, negative 1. 2 negatives gets me a positive. What if you do 7 and 1? Then you would have gone up 7 and right 1. As long as they're both positive. Everybody good? Okay, now, do you guys see what I am saying? 2 seconds ago, people were asking me, do we really need to do more about slope? Obviously we did, because I had more than one person explaining it wrong, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. I'm going to draw I with a red line, okay? I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit so you can see it better. Do I have the points on the graph? Great. Where is negative 5, negative 3? Left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down 3, correct? And where's 2, 1? Right 2, up 1. Now, since I have both points on the graph, I could find the slope just by counting, couldn't I? From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up 4. Is that positive or negative? Positive 4. And then I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Positive or negative? Positive. So the slope here, what's my rise? 4. What's my run? 7. If I have the points on the graph, I can just count. Yes? Okay, so let's do this next one. I'm going to do that with a blue line. When my computer allows me to use a blue line. You guys, while we're waiting for Microsoft's precious, powerful Surface to work, you guys go ahead and work with that question. 0, negative 4, and 0. There is that line. What's my rise? No. 1, 2, plus 7. Did I have any run? No. So this would be 7 over 0. Am I allowed to have 0 there? No. So this is what kind of slope? Undefined. Why? Because it's not a slope, is it? If I was sitting right here on skis, could I ski that slope? No. It would be falling. Okay? I know I'm awesome, but I could not ski straight vertically. Is everybody good? So if you have the graph, how do you find slope? If you have the graph, what do you do to find slope? You just count. It's right on the graph. Now wait a second. Wait. This graph had the same scale, didn't it? Right? I'm going to zoom in on this again because there's a reason. Let's pretend, actually I'm just going to do it over here on this graph. Here's another graph, yes? Okay, that's 1, that's 2. Everyone agree? Now, if this had the same scale, then this would be 1 and 2 here, wouldn't it? But you don't need to write this down. I just want to show you. Be aware. 1, 2. What has happened to the y scale? Is it the same? No. All right? So watch. If I told you I want the point, I want to do the slope from there to there. I've got the graph, don't I? So I can count, can't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was a rise of negative 4 and a run of 1, yes? No. Why? Because the rise was really 1, 2. Negative 2. And what was my run really? 1. You've got to keep your eye on that. Okay? So when I say, if you've got the graph, go ahead and count, that's true, but check your scale. It's not always just squares. With me? Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about. Okay, so now, on this one, do I have the graph? No, I only have points. So I can't count because I don't want to graph it. That's an extra step. But I do have x1, y1, x2, y2, don't I? So can I not use this knowledge to tell me the difference in y's? Because slope is also y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is y2? 1. The way I wrote it. Do you have to write it this way? Who chooses which is x2 and x1? You choose it. I always make it the second one so I don't have to think about it. y2 is the second one that I see. So y2 minus y1. What is y1? No. 7. So it's y2 minus y1. 1 minus 7 over negative 6 minus 2. What's 1 minus 7? Negative 6. What's negative 6 minus 2? Negative 8. Two negatives does what? Makes a positive. So what's my slope? 6 over 8, or better, 3 over 4. You're close, Amrit. You're on the right track. You're simplifying. That's what I'm going for. Everybody cool? Okay, so who just said no? What part, Sydney? You can count to 2, right? Okay, so this is an x, right? Is it the first x you see? So we're going to make that x1. Is this an x? So we're going to make that x2. Is this a y? So we're going to make that y1. Is this a y? y2. Are you comfortable? Do you understand why this formula works? Because it's the difference in y's, correct? So what is y2 over here? 15. Minus, what is y1? 4. Over, what is x2? Negative 5. Minus, what is x1? Negative 1. What's 15 minus 4? 11. What's negative 5 minus 1? So close, Amrit. Negative 4. So that's my slope. Yeah. Well, of course you can have a negative slope. That's a positive slope. That's a negative slope. Nope. Is everybody good? Okay. Now let's look at this situation. How is this situation new? I have the graph, but do I have the points? Okay, so let's count. Can I use that spot and that spot? Can I use the ends of this line? Why not, Gerline? Because it's not perfect, is it? Do you know the coordinates of that red dot? No, because it's in the middle. Is there anywhere on that line where you do know a coordinate? Where? I like that spot right there. If I zoom in on that, you can see that this black line goes right through there, doesn't it? So there's one of my points. Does that have coordinates? Do I know what they are, Amrit? What are they? Negative 6. Right? Okay. Is there another point where it goes right through? Where? I like this one right here, yeah? So once I do that, can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Positive or negative? I went from there down. Positive or negative? Negative 7. And then I went that way how far? Positive 2. So what's my slope? Negative 7 over 2. How else could I write that? No.
Positive 7, negative 2.
I could write it as 7 over negative 2. How else could I write it?
Negative 7.
We already have that one, Amrit. How else can I write that number in math class? Yes, it's negative 3 1/2, isn't it? And isn't it also negative 3.5? They're all the same. So are you allowed to use the decimals? Why do we not? Because it's hard to do rise over run when it's in a decimal. But what do you do in physics class, do you think? In physics, you're going to end up using decimals. Everybody cool? Okay, so let's look at B. Where's B? It's down at the bottom, yeah? I got to find 2 points that work. Where are they? That one? Okay, where's the next one? That one right there. Okay, what's the slope? Negative 1, negative 2. Meaning?
Negative 1
Negative 1 over negative 2, which is really, which is 1 over 2, which is also 0.5. Now, there's a danger of doing this, picking them that close. Why? Not so much you get mixed up, but if we were going to measure the distance from you to me, Amrit, would we measure a millimeter, like get a ruler that was a centimeter long and turn it over that many times? No, we try to measure as close to you and me as possible, yes? Like you wouldn't want to do 1,000 little ones if we had like 3 big sticks, right? So you should try to pick points that are a little further away if you can. That's all I'm saying. Everybody good? Okay. Well, that's just what I was talking about, David. If I go from there and I say maybe the next point is that one right there, then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I get 11 over 5, which is or 5 over 11, which is 0.4. See what I'm saying? Well, David chose 2 points that were much further apart. He went from the top way down to here. He thought those two matched up. And then when you count it, you get 5 and 11. 5 over 11 is 0.4. Now the question becomes, what will I mark right? What am I looking for here? Am I looking at you to understand the concept of rise and run? Or am I marking on your ability to judge where the actual point is? What's more important to me? What's this unit called? Slope. So as long as you show me a rise and a run, and it's close, am I going to be happy? Would I be happy if you told me the slope of this was 11 over 5? No, that's flat out wrong, because that's run over rise. Okay? But if you told me it was 5 over 11, or you showed me this, you went 1/2, do I care? If you do 1/2 and you show me that you understand it's rise and run, I'm okay. Everybody good? Yes. Well, then it's the same thing. Rise goes up and down, run goes left and right. Up and down is negative, up is positive. Is everybody good? Okay. Now, again, this is one of those things. I want to see if you understand it. Draw a triangle that has positive slopes only. So the first thing you need is a Cartesian plane. Draw yourself one of them. Now, how do I draw positive slopes? It's easy to draw them. But now I want 3 of them that are connected. Does it matter where I start? No. So everyone put your pen anywhere on the paper. I'm going to put mine there. How do I make a positive slope from there? Up and right. So is that going to be okay? Is that positive? Okay. Now I need another positive slope. So I'm up here. How do I get a positive slope from there? Up and right, correct? So up and right. Is that positive? And then how would I make a triangle? Connect them. Is that third slope positive? Did I go up and right? Easy peasy, right? Great. Now we get to the stuff that is actually grade 10 math. You've already practiced this now. Amrit, you asked me about that before I started this lecture, and I didn't answer you. I didn't answer you on purpose because I knew this question is that. So I was going to go over it anyway. That's why I wasn't ignoring you. I was being a dick. I knew what was coming up. Okay? So, here I have 3x minus 2y plus 8 equals 0. And I want the intercepts. We already know that every intercept is x0 and 0y, correct? Right? Okay. So x, x. This 0 is a y, right? So this would become 3x. Oops, I want to do this in red. Sorry. 3x minus 2 times 0 plus 8 equals 0. There's my x, there's my 0. Agreed? 2 times 0 is what? 0. So it drops out, doesn't it? So I have 3x plus 8 equals 0. I need to find x, don't I? No, not yet. Minus 8? Yes. Minus 8 from both sides. So 3x equals negative 8. Now what, Amrit? Now what? Say what you just said. Yeah, divide by 3. X equals negative 8 over 3, which is negative 2 and 2/3. What? What? I did. I took away 8 from there and 8 from there. 0 minus 8 is negative 8. Is everybody cool? Should I put that on the graph yet? Why not? Because it's a fraction. I might need to change my scales, yes? Okay. So then 0y. What happens to the x here? What happens to this x? It drops out because it's 3 times 0 minus 2y plus 8 equals 0. Just watch before you do that. What happens to this 3, 0? It drops out, so I have negative 2y plus 8 equals 0. Negative 2y equals negative 8. Y equals positive 4. Now I'm going to graph it. Right? Okay. So if I make these thirds, will this fit on this graph? If I make each square a third, will it fit on the graph? It won't, because I would need 12 here, wouldn't I? So it's not going to fit. So I can't change my scale. So I have to put the y in at 1, 2, 3, 4. And x is negative 2 and 2/3. Well, negative 2 is easy. Where's the 2/3? Just part of the way between, yes? And then I connect the line. Now, will I, as your math teacher, ever get out a ruler and measure that to make sure you're really at 2/3? Nobody would do that. Well, I'm just going to close the door.
So you can yell at them?
And of course, because I paused it, it won't work. Thank you, Microsoft again. Bill Gates, you're such a genius. I know Bill Gates has nothing to do with Microsoft anymore. You don't need to tell me. Still not working. There we are. Okay, so guys, here we are. Now, I want you to look at the problem. Can I graph this right now? No, why not? Because I'm missing a y, right? That's the first x I see, so what is it? x1. What's this one? y1. What's this one? What's this one? And my slope is 2. Slope is also m, isn't it? So, The slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do I know my slope? What is it? 2. Do I know y2? It's y minus y1, 6 over x2, negative 4, minus 2. Solve this. 2 equals y minus 6 over negative 6, yes? Algebraically, how do you solve this? No, because that's not multiplying. That's y minus 6. Now there's a shortcut here.
Minus negative 6.
Is that a 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shortcut is, of course, cross multiplying, yes? Negative 2 goes with that, and that goes with that, right? What is really under the 2? 1. So when I multiply this, it's y minus 6, because 1 times y minus 6 is that. And what's 2 times negative 6? Negative 12. Now solve it by cross multiplying, Amrit, the same way you were taught in grade 7. Add 6 to both sides. Y equals negative 6. So now I have the point, don't I? So my 2 points are 2, 6, and negative 4, negative 6. Can I graph it now? 2, 2, 6, and negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 6, negative 6, and I connect the dots. Is everybody good? Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to shut up until your break. Can I graph this right now? No, why not? I'm missing an x. So I got to do some work. That's x1. I don't care.
6 equals negative.